Fire is strange. It can eat trees in minutes, but it also eats silence, and sometimes what kills us faster than flames is doing nothing at all. So let's begin the story. Caleb was 17, tall but thin, always walking with his head down, his hoodie sleeves stretched over his hands, like he was hiding. He wasn't the loud type, the kind people forget in a crowd, but he loved the forest, not for adventure or hunting or anything cool, just because it was quiet. He'd sit with his notebook sketching crooked trees. Crooked like him. Maybe that evening though, the air felt heavy, like paint dripping red across the sky. The light was wrong, and then the smell hit sharp, bitter, heavy smoke filling his throat. He looked up and saw it, the forest glowing orange, breathing like a monster. His stomach dropped. It felt unreal, like a painting he didn't want to finish. The town broke open with noise, dogs barking, loud cars honking, people yelling each other's names. But Caleb, he froze. Everything blurred except one spot. A small raccoon pressed against a fence, its fur catching sparks, glowing silver against the dark eyes, wide like it was asking him silently, do something. Caleb's chest hurt. He dropped his sketchbook, didn't even notice it falling into dirt. He grabbed the rusty bucket from the porch. His hands slipped, the metal sharp cold against his palm. He filled it from the old pump water, heavy, spilling down his legs. Ran forward, stupid, clumsy, and threw the water at the flames. The hiss was tiny, like a sigh, but the raccoon scrambled free, disappearing into the smoke. A second, Caleb just stood there, his heart beating so fast it felt louder than the fire. Kid, you can't fight this fire. The voice cracked behind him like dry wood snapping. Mr. Parker, old man, always in his plaid shirt and crooked cap, leaning on his porch like he owned the street. Caleb's hands shook, bucket heavy with nothing inside. His throat burned with smoke. Still, he whispered, I have to try. The words sounded small, but inside they felt like ran again, filled the bucket again. The pump squeaked, water spilling everywhere, every trip slower, heavier, arms screaming, lungs hurting. The water hissed against the fire, but nothing changed. Flames just laughed louder behind him. Mr. Parker shook his head. Neighbors peeking from curtains, no one moving, just watching. Caleb coughed, knees weak, almost falling, and then a small barefoot sound. His little sister Lydia, 12 years old, pajamas, striped, blue hair, wild like a storm, her eyes fierce. She didn't say anything, just grabbed a smaller bucket, filled it with both hands, and ran with him, water sloshing across her arms. Together they threw drops into a sea of fire. Caleb looked at her. She looked ridiculous, hair everywhere, pajamas, dirty feet cut on gravel. But also she looked stronger than anyone he had seen that night. Dant. Stop, she whispered, and they didn't. Something cracked open. First a neighbor stepped out with a garden hose dragging across the dirt. Then another grabbed his own bucket. Then another. It looked messy, like brushstrokes colliding. People yelling, stumbling, coughing, but moving. For the first time the sound of effort felt louder than the fire. Ivan, Mr. Parker, came down from his porch. No words, just his shovel hitting the burning brush again and again. Sparks flying. Felt his arms ache more, but his chest ached less. He wasn't alone anymore, and that changed everything. By dawn the fire shrank back into the forest trees. Blackened, birds silent, but the town still, their homes standing, people breathing. Caleb sat on the curb, hoodie ripped, hands blistered, face streaked with soot. His sister leaned against his shoulder, half asleep, bucket still at her side. The street was quiet, no cheers, no clapping, just breathing and the sound of smoke fading. Mr. Parker walked by, shovel on his shoulder, muttering, sometimes trying is the only thing that matters. He didn't look at Caleb, but his voice was softer. Caleb stared at the sunrise, the smoke turning gold pink, soft like paint across the sky. He didn't smile, didn't cry, just let the silence sit heavy and gentle, and maybe that was enough.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye.